Welcome to SmartTech Biz, your guide to the trends shaping technology, energy, and the global economy. Today, we're re-diving into Africa's race to turn lithium into the batteries that power our clean energy future. Imagine a world where Zimbabwe and its neighbors don't just export raw lithium, but manufacture the very batteries that drive the global shift to clean energy. It's a tantalizing prospect. A future where Africa becomes a powerhouse of battery production, supplying the world with sustainable energy solutions while simultaneously driving its own industrial growth. Can this vision become a reality? Is Zimbabwe poised to lead this revolution? And what are the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead? First, we need to understand lithium's importance. Globally, lithium sits at the core of the ongoing energy transition. The International Energy Agency, IEA, made a significant projection in their 2023 outlook, forecasting a six-fold surge in lithium demand by 2035. This surge will be primarily driven by two major factors: the explosive growth of electric vehicles and the escalating demand for renewable energy storage systems. Lithium-ion batteries are currently the darling of the industry, thanks to their high energy density, lightweight nature, and relatively long lifespan. However, a word of caution from the future. Research conducted by Bloomberg NEF in 2024 reveals an impending shift in the battery market after 2040. Other battery technologies like sodium-ion and solid-state batteries will start challenging lithium-ion's dominance. This implies that lithium's golden window of global usefulness is firmly between now and 2040, with recycling expected to play a pivotal role post-2040. Why is this timeframe crucial? Because it presents a unique opportunity for regions like Africa to position themselves strategically in the global supply chain. If we zoom in on Africa, specifically Zimbabwe, the potential is staggering. According to the African Development Bank's data from 2023, Zimbabwe sits on approximately 20% of the world's untapped lithium resources. That's a monumental figure, placing Zimbabwe among the top 5 lithium-rich countries globally. At present, though, much of this valuable resource leaves the continent in its raw form as ore. This represents a significant loss of potential revenue for African nations. Now let's fast forward to 2035. By this year, the global demand for lithium is projected to soar. Electric vehicles will be cruising on many of our roads, and renewable energy integration will be a top priority. If Zimbabwe and its neighboring countries are equipped with the right infrastructure and skilled workforce, they can capture a substantial portion of this burgeoning market. But what's the secret sauce? How can these countries transform themselves from simple lithium suppliers to battery manufacturers? To answer this question, let's analyze how lithium demand peaks across the globe and how Zimbabwe fits into this narrative. Our research reveals 4 distinct phases in this journey. Phase 1: Foundation. Between 2024 and 2030, the emphasis should be on laying strong foundations. This phase is all about creating a favorable environment for the battery industry to flourish. Key strategies include developing robust policies, investing in education and training programs, and initiating infrastructure projects that support the battery supply chain. Success in this phase will pave the way for a smooth transition into the subsequent stages. Phase 2: Value Addition. From 2030 to 2033, the focus should shift to adding value to raw materials. Instead of exporting raw lithium, the goal is to refine it locally, thereby boosting the country's revenue and expertise. According to the South Africa Minerals Council's data from 2023, processing lithium just one step further can already triple export revenues. This approach not only benefits Zimbabwe, but also positions the nation as a key player in the broader African battery value chain. Phase 3: Battery Assembly. The period from 2033 to 2035 marks a pivotal moment. This is when Zimbabwe should aim to establish factories for assembling lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, batteries. These safer and cost-effective batteries are ideal for solar applications and are gaining traction globally. As the IEA highlighted in its 2023 report, LFP batteries are becoming the go-to standard for stationary energy storage. By 2035, Zimbabwe can target the export of these assembled batteries, solidifying its position in the international market. Phase 4. Global competitiveness. Finally, from 2035 to 2040, Zimbabwe can strive for global competitiveness. During this phase, the nation can focus on developing recycling hubs, mastering battery reuse strategies, and pivoting towards next-generation battery chemistries. This foresight will ensure that Zimbabwe doesn't get left behind as battery technology evolves. Bloomberg NEF's 2024 forecast suggests that nations that excel in recycling could capture over 40% of the future battery supply chain as value. To execute this plan successfully, strategic investments in cutting-edge technologies and collaborative partnerships will be essential. Zimbabwe, along with its regional partners like Namibia and South Africa, can leverage existing agreements, such as the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, to establish a robust regional supply chain. Zimbabwe's path to becoming a battery powerhouse aligns seamlessly with the global demand trajectory for lithium. The country's abundant resources, coupled with proactive policies and strategic partnerships, can propel it into the global spotlight. Over the next 15 years, the nation has a unique chance to harness its lithium wealth, setting the stage for a future where Zimbabwe doesn't just supply the world with lithium, but with the very batteries that power it. But the road ahead isn't without its bumps. Overcoming the challenges in this journey is paramount to ensuring success. One of the primary obstacles is the significant capital investment required to transform Zimbabwe into a battery manufacturing hub. Setting up world-class battery plants requires substantial financial resources that may strain the country's current budget. Additionally, securing the necessary skilled workforce poses another challenge. The battery industry demands a highly trained and specialized labor force. Thus, Zimbabwe will need to invest heavily in education and training initiatives to bridge this skills gap. Furthermore, the presence of other established players in the battery market adds a layer of complexity. Competing with nations that have already made inroads into battery production requires a strategic and well-coordinated effort. Lastly, policy and regulatory uncertainties can create hurdles for investors and businesses. Frequent policy changes or unclear regulations can dampen the enthusiasm of potential investors, leading to missed opportunities. However, amidst these challenges lie immense opportunities waiting to be seized. Firstly, there's the prospect of producing batteries locally to power Zimbabwe's own solar grids. This move would significantly enhance the country's energy independence and could potentially make Zimbabwe a net exporter of electricity. Moreover, exploring strategic partnerships with neighboring countries like Namibia and South Africa can open doors to regional supply chains. By collaborating on battery production, Zimbabwe can reduce transportation costs and position itself as a key player in the African battery value chain. Lastly, the potential for job creation in high-tech industries is enormous. Investing in the battery sector can create tens of thousands of jobs in Zimbabwe, contributing to economic growth and improved living standards for its citizens. In conclusion, Zimbabwe stands at the cusp of a transformative journey, one that could reshape its economy and position it as a leader in the African battery revolution. While challenges like investment requirements, skills gaps, and competition from established players exist, the potential rewards are equally significant. By focusing on phases such as policy development, value addition, battery assembly, and global competitiveness, Zimbabwe can masterfully navigate this intricate process. Furthermore, embracing opportunities like regional supply chains and job creation will be vital to securing a prosperous future. The next 15 years are critical, and if Zimbabwe seizes the moment, it can ensure that its lithium resources translate into tangible economic benefits, powering not just its own future, but contributing to the global clean energy transition as well. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Smart Tech and Biz. We hope you found this insightful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the trends shaping the business and tech world. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.